Chapter 25, Alien Encore, Washington, D.C., 1953. Valiant Thor had returned to Washington, D.C., as per the request of his fellow beings on Venus. He had been tasked with ensuring both the safety and progress of humanity during a crucial time in Earth's history. As Valiant Thor settled back into his duties, he couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The Korean War was escalating, and tensions between the United States and other nations were high. Despite his efforts to counsel President Eisenhower towards peace, it seemed like the world was on the brink of escalating another devastating conflict. Valiant Thor also noticed an increase in UFO sightings around the world during this time. But what worried him most was when he received a warning from his fellow beings that his enemies were once again planning to attack him on Earth. He immediately alerted President Eisenhower's chief of staff and urged him to take precautionary measures against such an attack. However, Eisenhower was skeptical and dismissed Valiant Thor's warnings as more alien propaganda. As months passed by, Valiant Thor's concerns grew stronger as he witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of war. He continued to advise President Eisenhower towards peace, but his advice largely now seemed to fall on deaf ears as tensions between countries continued to rise. Then one fateful day, everything changed. The rival aliens appeared over Washington, D.C., just as they had done years ago during Truman's presidency. This time, however, they came with even more force and aggression, attacking military bases and causing widespread chaos and destruction. Valiant Thor immediately sprang into action, using advanced technology unknown to his human allies in order to neutralize the enemy spaceships and protect innocent civilians. But despite his efforts, innocent lives were lost in the attack. Inside the White House, chaos ensued as everyone tried to understand what was happening. President Eisenhower and his advisors were shocked and stunned by the sudden attack. They turned to Valiant Thor for answers, but he was nowhere to be found. Unknown to anyone at the time, Valiant Thor had rushed into battle against his age-old enemies in his own spacecraft. He knew that it was a risky move, but he couldn't stand by and watch innocent lives being taken. As he fought against the enemy spaceships, he sent out a distress signal to his fellow beings on Venus, hoping they would come to help. And help did indeed arrive. Any peaceful extraterrestrial civilizations responded to Valiant Thor's call for aid and joined forces with him against these interplanetary invaders. Together, they were able to drive off their enemy, but not without significant casualties. Valiant Thor himself sustained severe injuries during the battle. His spacecraft was heavily damaged, and he could feel his life force slowly fading away. Despite this, he continued to fight until the very end, determined not to allow any more harm to innocent lives. In a final act of both bravery and sacrifice, Valiant Thor used all of his remaining strength and energy to destroy the enemy mothership before eventually succumbing to his injuries. The news of Valiant Thor's death spread quickly among the very few humans who were aware of his existence, causing shock and disbelief among those who had come to appreciate him. President Eisenhower privately declared a day of mourning in honor of their fallen hero. The other extraterrestrial civilizations on Earth and across the cosmos mourned Valiant Thor's death as well. They recognized him as a brave warrior who had given his life for the greater good of the universe. They also promised to continue working with humanity towards peace to honor his memory. He was survived in death by his lifelong companion and fellow traveler of the cosmos, the lovely Lady Anna, who left Earth to live out her final years with her own kind at their nearby base on Venus. But even in death, Valiant Thor's legacy continued on. Although there were many who continued to deny it, Earth had now witnessed firsthand the existence of advanced alien technology and peaceful beings from other worlds. With his enemies finally defeated, Valiant Thor's vision for a peaceful and united future for human civilization now finally seemed within the realm of possibility. Unfortunately, this cosmic peace and unity was not to last.